Good afternoon or good evening. It is 7 o'clock. First week of January 2022. Hope you all had a great holiday season. This evening, my brother and I, Brett, we are going to go over some of our favorite moments and favorite parts of a movie we love and enjoy. It's called The Big Lebowski. I'm sure you all have heard of it before. Again, we were just talking about it as we were reviewing the scenes there. That there's so much comedic gold to cover. We've kind of condensed it just to keep it nice and fun and to the point with you all. But anyway, you know me. I'm Travis. Do a little bit of acting. The whole idea behind this series is just to kind of show just me. Not just kind of off camera. This is, the kind of stuff we like to, my brothers and friends like to talk about, the just certain parts of films and TV shows we'd like. But this is a concept I've kicked around for a few months, and I figured, you know what, let's do it. So anyway, I couldn't think of a better person to start this series off other than my brother. He has been instrumental in any type of audition or booking I've ever had. There wasn't a better person other than him to start this off with. So I'll hush up for a moment. Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're going to be talking about. So
yeah, I'm the youngest. I took my two older brothers, Travis and Matt. But I've been from the beginning of Trav's acting career. I've been filming every audition he's had for several years now.
Yes.
But we've always loved film, and Big Lebowski's been a favorite of ours for many, many years now, as well as many others. It's such a cult film, It's got so many ardent fans. There's even people, and I think in Kentucky, they have a festival dedicated to this film.
You tell me that.
But like I said, what Travis has already mentioned, there's so many funny lines in this movie. We can just make just several videos just on this one film alone.
Right.
But, today, or for this video, we've just narrowed down a few key scenes that we like.
That are our favorites.
And we'll discuss them and just, go over the,
why we like them.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, without further ado, we'll get started on this. And so from the top, we have got "They peed on your rug."
This is the key scene where we get first introduced to the dude's friends.
That's right.
And it's but also it's important because it shows the banter that he has with Walter and Donnie.
Yes.
Or maybe not so much from Donnie because he doesn't really doesn't speak so much.
Right.
But right. I think you mentioned this before. The first impression's a strong indication of what to expect
throughout
the film.
Yes.
And so it's such a great introduction because you understand what kind of conversations these guys have and what makes them so hilarious.
Yes.
Yes. And the dude, he's struggling to kind of get his point across.
Yes.
Because Walter's kind of have his own interpretation of what his warped interpretation of it. But,
of reality.
But also, Donnie gets immediately shut down.
Every time.
Every time. And that's the first, that's the first thing, that's the, the running thing throughout the whole film.
Yes.
Is, Donnie is always shut down.
And, it's just two things. Like, it's so funny that, in Fargo,
yes,
previous to this film being made, Steve Buscemi talked so much in that movie compared to this, where you almost think it was the Coens just trying to, slap him around fictionally or something.
Yes.
So
they figured they give Steve so much lines in the first, the previous film. This time it's just the irony is he hardly says anything.
Yes.
And but it's also funny too because Peter Stormare was also in Fargo as well.
Right.
But he later shows up in this film.
Yes.
As one of the German nihilists.
That's right. The one thing, as we viewed the film again not too long ago and just noticed that with Walter especially, and you'll see it in these other scenes, is that the consistency in repetition. I mean everything, nothing is new under the sun. You know, we all say certain things, but with him it's just consistently just, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yes,
you know?
yes, this need to be right. You know, this determinate or absolutism.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, it's just unwavering. And, you know, just talking about, they pan it over just, so this was, this was a valued rug?
He says, yeah, Walter, you know, and
this was a valued rug.
Yeah, the dude's getting his shoes on. He's telling the story to him.
Yes.
You know, I think it's kind of funny because I think the dude, you can already tell from the beginning of that scene, he's already getting agitated because he knows how Walter is and where this conversation's going.
Can't let it go.
Because he's already mad about the rug, but you know, he's telling it to Walter, and Walter's going to have this warped interpretation.
Spin. He's going to have his spin.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
When he just blows up, he's just, I'm not what the, I mean, you know, what the
unchecked aggression.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the unchecked aggression. There's a line in the sand. You do. Oh, and dude, preferred nomenclature. It's not Asian American.
Or it's Asian American.
Yeah, it's not China, but it's yeah.
Well, that's kind of funny too because you know Walter has a how do you say more what do you say on the offense.
Oh yes,
compared to the dude.
I
think that's what he was trying to. The point he was trying to get across.
Yes,
the dude kind of let that opening scene. He gets his house breaking into with those
dudes.
Yeah, Jackie Treehorn's thugs.
Dudes. Yep. But to go on the repetition thing, you know, he's just going. You know, there's no reason. There's no fucking. I mean, just the outbursts are like. I love them. I mean, we love them.
Am I wrong?
Right. And you will hear that at some of our other favorite scenes is just the am I wrong. It's like there's 3 or 4 of those. But you know, after the dude concedes, he's like, yeah, man, Lebowski should be paying me for the rug. And, and he said, you know, that really tied the room together, did it not?
Yeah, he's fucking A. He says, I should find this fucking Lebowski guy, man. He should compensate me for the fucking rug.
They peed on your fucking rug, dude.
Yeah, he says, they peed on my fucking rug. And they repeat the same line.
You gotta keep
There's no reason for it, but, you know...
Just the repetition.
It's, I guess, the awkward... Or how would you say, the silliness?
Yes, it's very goofy. But that's why I think we love it. Love it so much. And then...
But they don't feel self-conscious about, you know, because they've already been friends for so long. They have this... banter, you know, they eat on your fucking road. They don't.
Yes, yeah, and poor Donnie's just trying to get his piece in, and you know what he says.
Out, you know?
No,
and they peed on it. Right? They say,
Donnie. You know,
Walter's never gonna let Donnie get a thought out.
He said, Lebowski. Oh, that's your name, dude.
Donnie, please. That's what
yes. So, hammered it. There you go.
That scene.
There you go. So next, more of the Am I Wrongs. We are now at You're Entering a World of Pain.
Yeah, this is one of the more extreme moments. What do you say? The most extreme moment of Walter's.
It's fair. It's 1A, 1B, probably. Yeah.
It might be the most extreme that Walter goes through in this film.
Yes.
And it's like I said again, you know, it's just absolutism.
Yes.
You know, he comes in, or actually we should backtrack how he.
Yeah, please.
You know, Donnie is on a row here.
Smacks a beautiful strike.
Yeah. And he's throwing rocks tonight. That's what he says.
Where to go, Donnie? and just as an aside, anytime like we like to bowl a lot ourselves with our brother, that's a routine thing. Whenever a double or a turkey comes along, just way to go, Donnie. You know. So it's. I mean, every bowling alley in America, I'm sure has got that going on.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like
at one time or another.
This film is kind of one of the perennial bowling films. You know, so many people.
Dude, I mean, just
It's such a, I guess alongside with Kingpin and a few others.
absolutely, absolutely.
But going back to that, when Walter comes in, he says, "He's the state of Israel, dude." He says, "If you will, it is no dream," and that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And,
like what?
And the dude is baffled because he's got this carrier with a dog in it. He says, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's a league game, dude. Like, what do you do with the dog, dude?
And it's almost like he forgot for a moment. He's like, "Oh."
yeah. Just that absent-mindedness. He's like, "Oh." The dog's there, And it's his ex-wife's.
Yes.
So, I'm sure there was some love there at one point, but I'm sure Miss Sobchak,
it's long gone by this point.
Gotta be.
She's already in Hawaii with her boyfriend.
Yes. What, Marty Ackerman or some name like that. Yeah.
It's he says, "You brought the fucking Pomeranian bowling?" "I didn't bring it bowling."
I'm not buying it a fucking beer.
He's not taking your fucking turn, dude.
Right?
But he says, he's like, after the dog, he says, "Fucking dog has fucking papers over the line." And this is what leads to that extreme,
stout burst.
Extreme, moment with Walter.
Yes.
And this is, like I said, the absolutism. Walter is strict to the rules.
Yeah. Can't stray. You gotta. Yes.
Obviously what the bowling member Smokey, appeared to Walter that he stepped over the line. And Smokey didn't care so much to it. Whether we didn't really see Smokey stepping over the line.
No, we don't know that. And I kind of like that they leave it to the viewer to imagine it.
Yeah.
I want to say he didn't.
Okay.
I'd say he's close, right?
But he's probably too close, but for Walter, that's too much.
Right.
And that was just too much for him. So
absolutely.
He just took it to his own hands.
League game, man.
Yeah. And he's
next round robin. Just saying.
And Smokey's like, "Bullshit, Walter." Mark 8, dude.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
He pulls the gun out of his bag, but it's just like the absurdity of that. Do they even do that? You can't bring a gun.
I'd hope not.
It's like, but just like that scenario.
We live
I just get going inside a bowling alley with a gun.
Yeah.
And it's like him just cocking it and putting it right in your face until you go zero.
Because the movie came out in
98.
Okay, so that's still. We are.
Well, the movie is set in the early 90s.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because Bush 1 was in, or 41 was in.
It was the Gulf War.
Yeah. Okay. So early 90s, but yet and still. We're 24 years from that?
Yes, since the film was released.
So that, man, that's still a really intense scene.
Yes.
Like cocking the hammer, and just, dude.
But in all seriousness, it's humorous because how outrageous it is.
Yes. Out of control.
You're just going to kill somebody over
a damn frame of bowling.
Score. And that's, one of the more extreme moments of Walter in this film.
Yes.
He will not accept anybody that breaches that is what he deems is acceptable.
Yes. He's got this unwritten rules that he feels that we all should just know without him communicating it to us, which makes it, of course, even more absurd. Yeah. But insane, man. Yeah, insane.
I love how he keeps the gun pointed at his face the whole time, and
dude, right, unwavering,
and he just
insane.
Puts the gun away. It's a league game, Smoke.
League game, Smoke. Dropping the chamber, just dropping that clip.
There's I just love later on.
Incredible.
The dude is at his house. He's meditating, and he hears that on his answering machine that voicemail who comes up. He says, "Mr. Lebowski from the police department, a teammate on your team, Walter Sobchak, pulled a firearm out during league play."
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think you comfortable. I think we knocked that one out.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
We thoroughly covered that scene.
Next up, they're fucking amateurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is another outrageous. Okay, going back. Okay, this is a recurring thing, which is how extreme Walter is.
Yeah.
Because he carries an Uzi with him.
Yes.
Just in case he has to use it, And of course, we're talking about Walter's absolutism, he has to be right. It's just that thought alone, he's going to carry an Uzi. He doesn't know the full details of this situation.
Has zero concept other than just he thinks that she kidnapped herself. We're going to get the money.
Yeah.
Walter! We! You know what I'm saying? But what about that bucket when they leave Zone Check security? Just that bucket they had.
Dude's car.
Yeah.
He never sees any, any ambition to, get that,
fixed or anything. Good. My nose is dry.
But he was just. But I love how when he gets the phone call from the German nihilists, there's that scene where he says, "Us?"
Yeah.
And he messes up. He says, me and the driver, I'm not just sitting here dropping low. He says, "Shut the fuck up." And Walter
dude,
are you fucking this up? And again, Walter has no concept.
No.
He doesn't know who could be on the other end of that
Hell
phone.
no.
And they just abruptly hang up.
Yeah.
The dude's like, "Shit. You fucked it up.
Yeah, dude.
You fucked it up.
Dude.
Her life was in your hands, man.
You said it yourself. She's not gonna, she didn't.
I thought she kidnapped herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they call back, and that same scene, he's got all of his underwear in the city.
I was just about to ask you, was the dirty undies? Which one were they?
The white.
Did you like how proud he was when he's like, the whites? Loved it.
But
Loved it.
Also, kind of going back, he already has this plan in his head before he knows everything.
Yeah.
He's just. Here's a way to score $1 million.
Yes.
We're gonna give him a fake bat.
Yeah. Ringer.
Yeah, the ringer.
So, but yeah, and I loved how he just, again, he has no concept of how many people they're delivering this ringer to, and just called them fucking amateurs. You know what I mean? Just like.
Yeah, like he's a professional for this. Well, I think, of course, he mentions Vietnam all the time.
Yes,
I feel like Vietnam kind of gave him his, self-assuredness about himself, or something he can fall back on.
Sure. I mean, just a movie aside, we're just talking about the character here for a moment.
Yes.
I mean, do you think that perhaps like he was a badass, like an Apocalypse Now type, or do you think he was just full of shit? And what do you think? I mean,
I'd say probably maybe in between. I don't know if that's not a good answer. Because it shows to me because later on in the film, he knows how to handle himself in a combat situation.
He really does.
And also the way he deals with guns.
Pretty regular.
So, of course, being in the military, probably, he trained. He had to be used to that.
Sure.
And,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt he ever. I'm sure he saw some combat, but it's probably not to the extent he may see.
Lets it on to be for sure.
So that's why I think here the veterans, the ones that really did see some stuff, they don't really ever talk about it.
Right.
But I think Walter, he has a habit of maybe embellishing his own stories for what it is.
I mean, if you think about like early 90s from when, and the Vietnam War ended, 70...
we pulled out of... the war kind of ended gradually in the early to mid-70s.
Okay.
We finally pulled out in 75, so...
Okay.
So I would say early 90s the movie is set in, so I would say about 20 to 25 years...
removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Walter...
75, 85.
So it's about 20, 25 years.
Okay.
So, when Walter was there, he was probably 20 to 25 years before the story set in.
Sure. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. But anyway, that was fun. We just kind of had an idea of that. But I feel good about that scene. We covered that one. Yeah. And now One of my favorite, and I think it's personally my favorite Walter Sobchak scene was the bereaved. Poor Donnie has left us.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. This is right after the encounter with the German nihilists.
Yes.
Where I just mentioned a minute ago about Donnie dies unexpectedly of a heart attack.
That's right. Yeah.
And so in this scene,
yeah.
they're at a mortuary, and they're trying to find some sort of conduit for Donnie's ashes.
Yeah.
So they can spread them. But the mortuary, he says the cheapest thing that you have to offer is out of their price range.
Most modestly priced receptacle. Yeah.
and Walter's like, it's $180.
Take some glasses off. Yeah.
And he says, and the dude says, can we just rent it for me, man? You know, the dude's, in a way, he's not an old man, but he's kind of
that old man thinking.
Or it's like, I guess he's still stuck being a kid.
Yes.
In a way.
We were talking about like kind of he's like in Arrested Development or something, but he's just part of he's like it's pretty practical. He's not he doesn't want to earn because they're not keeping Donnie, so but can we just rent it, man?
And he says, Walter's like, just because we're bereaved doesn't make us sad.
Oh man! And then what is it that the mortician says that really sets him off?
That is our most modestly priced receptacle. God damn. And there's that.
Oh, is there a Ralph's around? Yes.
And,
dude.
Yeah, but that, and of course in that following scene, they finally find
Folgers?
Yeah, something with Donnie in.
Yes.
But, going back to that scene.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you... I liked when, they brought in the scene at first. They're both just sitting there. And, the dude's glasses, they're all half-cocked, and he's just being dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's very funny, too, because how they're dressed for that kind of occasion.
Oh.
It could be, but they're wearing the same kind of clothes they usually wear.
Yes.
But it's also kind of sad in a way because they're the two closest people Donnie probably had, right?
Yeah. I mean, because, they never brought up any type of family, and you probably get the idea that they're all kind of isolationists. They kind of just like waking up, I don't know, doing whatever, and then just bowling. So, yeah. Yeah,
those are probably the closest people Donnie had.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's kind of sad considering how Walter treated him.
Right.
But, but at the same time, this is the loss of their
friend.
Their friend.
Walter'd probably be hurting more. He'd be thinking more about the bowling team, like how they're going to replace him. But yeah. Yeah.
We're going to think more about how to replace him.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that makes sense, because earlier on in the film, because he says, hey, Walter, or he mentions it in passing. We've got it scheduled for Saturday. Donnie, shut the fuck up. Saturday? I got to reschedule. That one scene, he wasn't really thinking so much. He was thinking about his own...
Yes.
His own needs. He says, I told that fuck. He says, who's in charge of the schedule? Burkhalter. He says, I told that fuck a million times. I don't roll on Shabbos. Or don't roll on Shabbos.
Yes, don't roll on Shabbos. But he just... Donnie, shut the fuck... What?
That's a good point, though, because in that scene, he wasn't really... Of course, he's never thinking about Donnie's feelings, but he's thinking about that bowling.
Oh, yeah. Always.
And also that... I know we're kind of going all over the place, but I was thinking about
It's fun. It's fun, dude.
I think about that scene when they're at the bar...
Yeah.
After the first encounter the dude has with the German nihilists, they break into his home.
Yeah.
He tells it to them. And Walter's like, you got to buck up, man. You can't bring this negative energy into the tournament.
Yes. Yes.
So, with this bowling, Walter,
That's what he's got, man.
yeah, he holds a high place for it.
He does. He does. Probably more so than anything. But yeah, The Bereaved. Anything else to add to that, or on to the next?
For the bereaved scene, I'm trying to think of any other. I can't really think, or I think we kind of covered that.
Yeah, we hit
Just
the
that
highlights.
outburst.
Yeah.
Of Walter's outburst in that instance.
For sure. And then this is the very last one. Last one that we'll do here for this video. We've had a lot of fun so far just talking about it. This is a one that Brett picked out. Talking a little bit about Quotin and Hill 364. Donnie's Ashes. So.
And we mentioned already before, Walter's experiences in Vietnam is... he relays this constantly throughout the film, even in conversations that have no relation to it whatsoever. It's still a replaying thing,
Right.
Walter has. And at this moment when they're saying goodbye to Donnie, and it turns out that Walter's going to have this this saying goodbye to Donnie. And it's going well. He talks about his love of surfing and going up across,
Just California.
Yeah, California.
Yeah.
But he had to break up. He says, Donnie, like so many young men of his generation, of his time. Yes, Lord, he took him from
In your wisdom.
from Law Dock and Hill 364. These young men give their lives. And so did Donnie. And so, it's completely... irrelevant to what they're discussing.
Completely.
I guess the only relation to it is that Donnie was probably the same age or same generation as those men.
You're right.
But
right.
other than that, it's completely unrelated instance.
Yes.
But Walter still felt the need to insert
Put
that.
that in. I don't know. But yeah, he did.
Yeah, these young men, gave their lives, dying in the war compared to Donnie, not in the war. I mean, even though he died, in this situation, it was...
You're right.
Violent, but, it was not a, war situation.
No,
but
not at all.
Walter still felt the need to,
add that in.
And it's also kind of the breaking point, too, because the dude, of course, they've been friends for so long, they've had to put up with each other's.
Mm-hmm.
But this scene, the dude's had enough of, the Vietnam...
talk.
Yeah, the Vietnam talk.
Yeah.
He says, where's that shit about Vietnam? What the fuck does anything have to do with Vietnam? What the fuck are you talking about?
Did you like just when Walter there just sitting there like, I'm sorry, dude.
And I think,
sorry.
Yeah, and for Walter,
like a little kid.
Yeah, he realizes that, he's been hammering that on too much.
Just like a little kid.
Yeah, like he's in trouble, and but he hugs the dude at the end, and the only solution, throughout the film, what they really have is bowling.
Fucking dude.
Let's go bowling.
Let's go bowling. That's it. That's it.
They're both all their lives revolve around bowling.
For sure. But yeah, just again, poor Donnie. He was a good man. I think Walter did care about him. Didn't hardly let him speak, but there you go.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, this was a blast. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed talking about the film and going over these scenes.
Yeah.
I know there's plenty of more we like talking about.
Yep.
Where there's, like I said, there could be several videos made on this.
Just this film alone. Absolutely. But
so much gold to come out of this,
Oh my gosh, so much. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one. I think we've definitely got some other ones cooking in the works. And again, thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one.